It is said that dogs have masters and cats have staff. And as you can tell by the cat hair that seems to never fully come off of my clothes, I am one of the 42.9 million Americans that are on a cat staff. Cat ownership has been on the rise for the past 20 years and has finally surpassed dogs in the past 5. Most of this can be attributed to the internet now being made of cats. While this can seem like a blessing for the 90 million homeless cats in this country, it can also be a curse if they're mistreated. This is mostly what you see in the internet videos. My cats would maul me if I put them in a costume and then spend the next 2 weeks peeing on everything I loved. Would this be the cat's fault? No, it would not. I won't even get into what they would do if I tried to make them dance. So for my speech today, I would like to get into the very basics of cat ownership, and that is how to pet a cat. This may seem like a very condescending, simple thing to explain, but it's not as simple as one would think. To understand why cats must be treated so gingerly, it might help to understand a bit about cat background. Cats domesticated themselves. Unlike other animals, such as dogs that we keep as pets and selectively bred over thousands of years, the cat that we have today looks much like its wild ancestor. Keeping a house cat is almost akin to keeping a friendly wolf in your house. I only slightly exaggerate when I say this. Geneticists have identified over 46 genetic changes in dogs that have occurred with the domestication process. This has changed everything about dogs, from their ability to digest starches, to their aggression levels, and size, and fur style. On the other hand, cats, with the same test, they've only been able to identify 4 genetic markers. 4. Of these 4, only one of them have been associated with domestication. What this means is while dogs have come to rely on us, cats don't need us. I only slightly exaggerate when I say this. It's not only apparent in their ability to still catch and digest wild prey, it's apparent in the way they act towards us. Studies have been conducted on dogs and cats to see which one is more intellectually superior. While the jury's still out on that, other interesting facts have been shown. When a dog is given a test that it can't figure out, it will eventually look to the human for help. Dogs have come to rely on us. Now give a cat the same test, and it'll keep going on its own, never thinking to look to the human for help. This is because cats don't need us, and they know it. So now that you understand a bit about cat backgrounds, it might be beneficial to learn a bit about cat body language. Cats, like humans, have very distinct body language that can be easily understood if studied and mastered. I got this chart courtesy of lifeletschcats.com. As you can see, cats have a variety of ways of showing their mood, and you can tell almost anything about a cat from its tail. Cat 1 and Cat 2 they look the same, essentially the same cat body behavior, with the exception of 2 wiggling. When a cat comes to you with its tail straight up, this is always a good sign. And if that tail is quivering, it is absolutely thrilled to see you. Now, I've never had a cat that constantly does the tail quiver, so you shouldn't feel too unloved if it doesn't always do this for you. Cat 3 is a little apprehensive. It doesn't know what's going on. As you can tell by the tail that almost looks like a question mark, it's questioning the situation. This cat is probably safe to pet. Cat 4 and 5 look very similar but mean very different things. Cat 4 doesn't know what's going on. This is the cat version of, hey guys, what's going on? What's up? Cat 5 has the same tail position as Cat 4, but it's wagging. A cat with a wagging tail is never a good thing. This can be considered the prey tail. The cat is ridiculing you, trying to get you to make the first move so it can pounce. Do not give this cat what it wants. It is not safe to pet. Either give the cat something to play with or leave the room. Cat 6 doesn't necessarily have an established mood. He's thinking of being a jerk, but hasn't decided yet. He's not terribly interested in what's going on, but he might be if you choose to make him look at you. He's probably not safe to pet. Number 7 is kind of a wild card. The cat doesn't have an established mood, but he's ready to be aggressive. He wants to play. Don't give him an excuse. Probably not safe to pet. Number 9 is an extremely submissive cat. If your cat's ever in that position, it is submissive. It is scared. It will attack you. Leave this cat alone and try to get whatever it is that has it scared out of the area before attempting to pet it. Number 8 has the tail that goes up slightly. This cat is the prelude to this. It's starting to get angry. It's worried. It doesn't know what's going on. You do not want to pet this cat. Then we can go to number 10. Number 10 and number 11 look a lot alike. The difference is the tail movement. This cat has the full swoosh going on. And once again, a cat with a wagging tail is never a good thing. Even if your cat is in your lap and its tail starts to wag, you might want to stop petting it until it stops. Or you probably will get attacked. Number 11 only has the slight twitch at the end. This means that something has the cat interested. It's thinking of playing, it's thinking of attacking, but if you approach it correctly, you could probably pet it. Number 12. I've been lucky enough to never have one of my cats do this to me, but this should be a universally understood language. This cat is horrified. This cat will hurt you. This cat will maul you if you try to touch it. Stay away from number 12, unless you want to get mauled. It might also help to understand a bit about cat ear language. The tails are more important, but the ears also speak. My ears are representative of a cat that's at full attention. It wants to know what's going on. It's looking at you. It's friendly, but given the right motivation, it might scratch you. A peaceful cat that wants to be pet and loved normally has its ears off to the side and down. This is always a good sign. A cat with the ears to the side and down is either appreciating how you're petting it or wants to be pet. The last cat ear position is straight to the back and to the head. This will normally be accompanied by tail 12 or tail 9. Once again, a cat with the ears straight back to the head is not a cat you want to pet. So, now that I've covered body language, we can get to the point of my speech, and that is actually how to pet a cat. In the spirit of the season, I have this to model how to pet a cat. Though all cats are different, I'm going to cover the basics. There are 4 main places on a cat to pet. And in these 4 spots, there are scent glands. Cats like to have their scent glands stimulated. The first spot that cats universally love is under the chin. Scratching under the chin will normally be accompanied with almost instantaneous purring. Another safe spot is right here on the cheeks, behind the whiskers. Just pet back with the fur, and the cat should love it. But the cat will let you know. The last safe spot is on the head and behind the ears. Just scratch back like this, maybe a bit of nail action, and the cat should be happy. Now, the 4th spot that experts recommend, but I personally have had bad experience with, is the base of the tail. Scratch the base of the tail as you did the chin, and the cat will let you know. Though experts recommend this spot, I have a cat that will freak out and scratch me if I touch her there, so once again, the cat will let you know. Some other spots that are safe to pet, but the cats might not really appreciate, are just the general stroking of the back or the sides. Since I covered where you should touch on a cat, I should probably touch down on where you shouldn't touch on a cat. Cats don't like belly rubs. I've had a few that thought that they did, but I always ended up getting mauled in the end, so it's a good idea to avoid the stomach. Other areas that should be avoided are the legs and the base of the feet. Cats do not like to be tickled. Do not pet their feet. And that about sums up my speech. I hope everybody learned a little bit about cats today. They are not toys and should not be treated as such. Most cat misbehavior is due to being mistreated, and it's not fair for a cat to end up back in a shelter because of mistreatment. Thank you.
Thank you. That was good.